Good evening, everybody, and praise God. um, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to House of a Warrior. My name is Lauren Adoyo. If you're new here, karibu sana. And if you're an old member, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. Please keep telling a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to check us out, and let's fill this house up. Okay, so forgive the mess if you can see it. I'm not even sure if you guys can see me at this point because the camera is facing the other side. So it is like late at night. I just felt the need to, come on here and like do story time, like give a testimony. Yup. So the last time you guys saw me, I did a video which I titled Sickle Cell Sucks, and not so long after that I got to realize, to be reminded just how much it sucks, because I throughout the month of September, when I was doing videos with warriors and just trying to create awareness and spread awareness about the disease, because it was the month for sickle cell, I was sick on and off, like through the whole month. And I was just like, it was crazy how sick I was and how I still kept going, and just when I finished, I think on the very beginning of October, between the 1st and the 3rd, I started getting really worse. And I got so sick on a Thursday. I can't remember which date exactly, but I remember it was on Thursday, so I guess it was maybe 3rd or 4th. I will check the dates. I got really sick, and after picking up Imari from school, which I picked him up at 5, I came back home, and I couldn't do anything else. Like that walk to Imari's school, like literally took me out. Yeah, so after I got back with Imari, I couldn't do anything else. I remember going onto my bed and calling my friend who lives in Namibia. Shout out to you, Kaylin. I remember calling my friend and just venting. I just wanted someone to vent to, I didn't want to call my family, I didn't want to call my sisters, I did not want to call anyone that knows me and my sickle cell like that, quote unquote, because I had been on their ear the whole of September. Today it was my arm, the next day it was my chest, and it just went on, and I felt like it was too much. It was too much, and I had been sick enough, or so I thought. So I didn't want to call anyone from my family just to add on to their stress. And actually, I didn't think I needed the hospital at that point. I just thought I would be okay. I just thought this is normal, this happens, so I'll be fine. So I called my friend, and I was just telling her how tired I am of being sick, how unfair it is, why does it have to be me, why can't it just be normal? I was so stressed that day, and while I was talking to her, it's like my pain level kept going higher and higher and higher. And Kaylin told me, okay, Lorraine, you know what, give me your sister's number. And I was like, no, you know what, I'm gonna handle it, it's nothing, I just needed to let it out, to talk to someone, but I'll be fine, I can make it through the night. And she was like, yeah, no, I get it, it's okay, just give me her number so that I have someone to communicate with in case of anything. And I gave her Vera's number, and by the time we were hanging up, I was in so much pain. I was in literally so much pain, and I asked Imari to go call my neighbor. I have a really amazing neighbor, you guys. I thank God for my neighbors. So Imari called my neighbor, and I asked her to run to the chemist, because there's this chemist person that knows me and knows my condition and always attends to me when it's like an emergency. And I asked her to go call him and asked her to tell him to come with normal saline and tramadol, injectable tramadol, which is just a painkiller but a stronger one, you know. And the guy came. They came really, really fast. At some point, I thought, did she run? You know, was she running there? But they came really fast, like in a blink of an eye, they were here. And the guy really tried, you guys. This guy really, really tried to get a vein so that he can put an IV and just start some form of medication treatment, you know. But he wasn't being successful. My veins had disappeared. I was so hydrated. They were not there. Like, he couldn't find it, and he had pricked me so many times, and it just wasn't working. And I remember not caring. I remember not caring about it, you know, about the pain of the pricking, because that was nothing compared to the pain my body was going through. So I just remember telling him, keep going, you're gonna find something, you know. And just as he was about to do it for I don't know how many times, someone knocked at my door, and it was Vera. It was Vera and her boyfriend and my nephew Zach. And I remember just telling God, you know what, may your will be done. My sister is here, you know, like, let whatever needs to happen from this point onwards, you know. Vera is here, you know, like, she was my saving grace at that point. Apparently my friend ended up calling her, thank you, Kaylin. And this guy was still fumbling to get a vein, and Vera made the conscious decision to take me to a hospital. So I don't even know how we got to the hospital. I just remember being at a hospital. We went to a local hospital just around here, and those nurses were overwhelmed. You know how they take you to triage, is it called that, to to just start, you know, medication of some sort. And they immediately asked what's wrong with her. Of course, sickle cell and stuff like that, and she's in a painful crisis, and they knew immediately to put in an IV. And they really struggled. They were so overwhelmed. They were not getting it, you know. This guy at the house had already pricked every area you can imagine there's a vein. So they had very limited options left, but they really, really struggled. Like, literally, I had two nurses on me, one on this arm and the other one on this arm, and they were both trying, you guys. They brought in oxygen. At this point, I was in so much pain. My body was reacting to it by me just throwing up. I was just throwing up. I was in excruciating pain. Like, I don't know how else I can say that. And yeah, so I ended up getting a vein, thank God. And one of the nurses was successful, and we got one, and it was a really, really tiny vein. I remember being told to place my arm in very weird position so that the drip could move. Like, it was a tiny vein, and they had to use the very tiny cannulas, the ones they use on kids, you guys, because that is what worked. So I remember my body is in pain, and you have to put this arm in a very weird position so that the drip can run. And I was just there like, oh, you know what, thank God, you know, it doesn't matter, it's running, and like, that's what's important, you know. And nothing was happening. They had given me morphine injections. This guy had in the house had given me tramadol. I had gotten diclofenac injections, pethidine. I had gotten any type of painkiller injection you can possibly think of. They had tried, and nothing was working. And I was at this hospital for about 3 or 4 hours, and nothing. I was still in like 100 level of pain. So they decided to move me to their mother hospital. They referred me to a bigger branch of their hospital, and on arrival there, at least, you know, this one is an inpatient hospital, so I got doctors there, you know. And at least now my blood was taken for lab work and stuff like that, and got more injections. Nothing was happening. Was put back on oxygen, was put more normal saline. I got a lot of this, you guys. If I tell you the amount of injections I got, I was admitted for 3 days. 3 days, and in 3 days I got more than 50 injections, you know. Like, I got more than 50 injections, more than 50 pain medications. In this hospital where I was admitted at, they just now were stabbing me. They were stabbing me on my thighs, right here, and on my arms, here and here. And I call it stabbing because that is what it felt like. Like they were just desperate for me to feel some sort of relief. And every time I was wailing, I was crying in pain, someone just came with something and stabbed me. I even stopped asking, what was that? What was that? What was that you just gave me? I stopped asking because I couldn't keep up anymore, you know. So I was in constant pain for 3 days straight. I just want to say thank you to my aunt who was there every step of the way. She came to hospital every day, and it was quite a distance from where she was coming from, but she came every single day. She held me and walked with me to the bathroom. She fed me, she changed me, she cleaned me up. She was there to yell, you know, at the nurses, and just be my advocate when I couldn't advocate for myself. And my sister Vera, who just decided, you know what, oh, I'm gonna be here until you're better, you know. I don't know what else to say. Like, it was horrible, and that's why I'm here today, you know, to give a testimony of the fact that you know how warriors, every time we get a crisis, we always say that was the worst crisis of my life, you know. And they normally always are, because you can never compare your last crisis to the one you just had. The one you just had is always a notch higher. And I never thought I would make it out of this. I got so paranoid at some point. I was seeing things, I was seeing dead people, I was talking to my late dad. I was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. I got transfusions. My blood was like at a negative. You guys, I was like 0 when it came to blood. So I had to get transfusions as well. It was bad. It was a really, really bad situation. And the funny thing about sickle cell is, especially me being a grown-up, I know the signs. You know, I know the signs of when I am low on blood. I know the signs of when I am going into a bad crisis. Forget the normal daily pains that we deal with. I know the signs. You know, I know this. But sometimes it just escapes you. It not escapes you in the way that you think. Like, sometimes the signs just never come, or they never present the same way they usually do. You get, I am on my medication constantly. Okay, my dose was increased after this last crisis. I usually took 2 capsules of hydroxyurea every single night, but after this crisis my dose was increased to 3 capsules every single night. So sorry guys, yeah, like I was saying, my dose got increased. I think that's the last thing I said. But yeah, that aside, I just wanted to come on here and give my testimony now that I am well and better. And upon leaving the hospital as well, recovery was hell. This time recovery was hectic. That is how I know that I am a child of God. Because if I made it out of recovery, my recovery was hectic. Oh my gosh. 2 days after leaving the hospital, I got this really bad chest pain, and I kept telling my sister, you know what, Tanya, my lungs are collapsing. I feel like my lung is collapsing, because I was in so much pain. I could neither sleep on my chest or on my side, and lying on my back was even worse, because I felt like my chest would just come out like from the top. So I kept telling everyone that cared to listen, my lung is collapsing. You guys, I'm telling you the truth. Like, I feel like it was so bad. I was in so much pain. And my aunt consulted my uncle, who's a doctor, And he said, you know what, she could have a chest infection. How about we try some antibiotics? And then it hit me, you know, every time I've been admitted, I've been let out of the hospital with after hospital care, you know, which included, you know, like supplements, pain medication, and antibiotics, oral antibiotics. But this hospital did not give me any oral antibiotics, so we got onto antibiotics, which I got a dose for 5 days. But by the time, that's my cat, guys, by the time I was on day 3, I was already feeling so much better. Other than my chest pains, recovery was hell. Getting back on my feet was the toughest part of recovery this time around. It was so hard. I barely made it, you know, I barely made it back on my feet before Imari's birthday, because Imari's birthday just happened, and I was just like literally like out of bed like the day before that. So I'm grateful I'm here. My birthday is also coming up, and that's why I feel the need to just, you know, come on here and encourage a warrior, you know, out there, or anybody sick with anything else, you know, like God hears you and God is here for all of us. And if you just like pray, and I remember on my hospital bed, like all I kept saying was just, God, remember me, just remember me, you know, just be with me, you know, like I hated that time. Those 3 days were hectic, but God was there, you know, every step of the way. You know that even in suffering, even when you're suffering, God is always right there. So to anyone that is having a hard time, to anyone that is just, think of it as something that you have to go through so that you can come out on the other side even stronger. Okay, I want to thank my family. My family came through for me in a big way, both financially and emotionally. You guys, healthcare is crazy expensive. I wouldn't have managed by myself that bill. Like the bill was insane. And my family was there to handle that, and I'm very grateful. I am grateful for my sisters. I'm grateful for my friends, my YouTube friends. When I say friends, you guys, I do not have any friends other than Kaylan, and now my YouTube friends and my neighbor. Oh yeah. So my YouTube friends, on the top of my head I can just, you know, recall Joanne. Thank you, girl, for always checking up on me. So yeah, I want to thank those people in my life, because, you know, without them, this journey, this last few weeks would have been hectic. So yeah, that's it. And also, I feel like this video should go up on a Monday. I am trying to bring back sickle cell Mondays. You guys, I started sickle cell Mondays in January, and at some point it just died. Like I just forgot about it, and nobody reminded me. So I feel like I need to bring that back. And also all those people that I never got to interview that wanted to be interviewed during September, World Sickle Cell Awareness Month, we can be doing that, and we can just be putting them up on Mondays as a Sickle Cell Monday video. So yeah, I'm hoping this will make it out on Monday. If not, then there's always another Monday. But thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're wondering where my kids are, they're in bed. You guys, it's almost 2 a.m. Don't ask me why I'm awake. I just am. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please keep telling a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to check us out, and let's fill this house up. Okay, if there's anything I've forgotten about my hospital experience, I'll be putting it down in captions as the video plays. So I will see you guys in the next video. Keep your head up and pray. Okay, bye guys.